to knock out their competition. 2,000 of them in one shipment. This is not just companies allowed to sell them and told to. That's part of it. So there's a reason you don't see the congressman investigating this, getting into this. That's why they went after Bill Clinton for sex. They didn't want to go after him for Chinese generals and payoffs because they were involved. Ken Starr was involved with companies with the communist Chinese. So I've been covering this for almost 6 years with Sully Castile and others who were former DEA, telling you exactly what was about to happen in Mexico, the new war between the cartels. And now I've got a lot of people sending me emails going, cover this more. We broke it. We covered it. We went through it. Okay? We've been on it since the beginning. I first brought Sully Castile when he wasn't even known in Texas on air, going back like 8 years ago. I sold out his book, Powder Burns, where he didn't have any more left. I brought him to be in Kevin Booth's film that aired on Showtime, American Drug War. Okay? I've been covering this for 8 years. 6 years ago, Sully found out about all this. They set him up. ATF did put him in prison, selling a few shotguns. The point is that this goes to the Republicans as well. And that's why they don't want to bring down Obama with this, is because he can then bring up the fact that it's an Iran-Contra operation, shipping guns into Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Colombia. That's all come out in federal court now. Into Chicago, into Tampa, into all over, into Indiana, into Indianapolis. This has all come out now in the court filings. So, LA Times, Pulitzer Prize, CBS News, oh my gosh, they actually sold him the guns. They're not telling you the other part of the cases. It's drugs back in. They're arming drug cartels that launder their money through Wachovia, Wells Fargo, and other Federal Reserve banks. This is an Iran-Contra. Just like the head of the New York Stock Exchange, Richard Grasso, in 1999, when he was the head, it was in Reuters, a photo, went and met with the head of the FARC, and under U.S. law, he's allowed to invest drug money internationally in U.S. banks. And he said, you will invest with us or we will invade. They didn't do it, so they sent U.S. forces in. And they only spray with GPS the coca crops they don't control, the cocaine. Now, here's the big news. It's up at Infowars.com right now. It's up at Drudge Report. House Republicans request special counsel to probe Holder on Fast and Furious. A special prosecutor. And to make sure that nobody goes to jail, it's just politically embarrassing, and the drug dealing continues. This goes back to Bush as well. You want to kill the ATF politically once and for all, you got to admit the full scope. You got to go after Obama. You got to go after the Republicans, all of them. That's why the first thing Obama did was say he wouldn't investigate Bush when he got in. First thing Bush did when he got in was say he wouldn't investigate Clinton. First thing Clinton said he would do was he wouldn't investigate George Bush Sr. This is how the corruption works, okay? I want to go to this caller for the last minute of this segment so we can comment, but exclusive. House Republicans are calling for a special counsel to determine whether Attorney General Holder perjured himself during his testimony to the House Judiciary Committee on Operation Fast and Furious. They have emails. They have him giving speeches 2 years ago about the operation in plain view. He's been caught. Of course he perjured himself. Arrest him now. He's the head criminal at that level. Let's go back to John in Oregon. John, what was your other list of demands when we occupy the Federal Reserve this weekend?
Yeah, well, first, like I said, we're going to audit the Fed. We want them audited immediately. Two, we want them investigated and indicted. We want these criminals in jail, okay? Three is we want them to return the $27 trillion that they took from us. But we don't just want it in their C note. We want them in gold and silver, in a gold and silver standard. And
by the way, that would pay off all mortgages in America and give each American a giant cash dividend. I'm not saying we should do that, but this is not our debt. Great points, great points, great points. I'm going to play part of Shooter Jennings' patriotic music coming up.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. Put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Shooter Jennings put this out, more than a year ago. Of course, the son of legendary country music singer Waylon Jennings, one of my favorites, one of the Highwaymen. He predicted what's now happening with the economy. The Summer of Rage is what this song is called. Crank it up.
Shut it from the sound. The death machine ain't slowing down. It's gaining pound for pound.
Oh, Holder's been caught perjuring himself. The government shipping in the drugs.
A gas mask is the couture in the summer of rage. They're building mass graves within the states. You and I, they'll vaccinate. They're preparing us for an all-out police state.
They're preparing the mass graves. They'll forcibly inoculate us. They're preparing the police state. Yeah, crank it up. I'm going to show folks some news headlines here. House Republicans request special counsel to probe Holder on Fast and Furious, but Bush was involved. The documents admit Sinaloa was given guns for 5.5 years and were allowed to ship in drugs to wage war against the other drug cartels who were shipping in too much and driving down the price of the loving white powder. Papa Fed making money with the Federal Reserve off the cocaine, heroin, and marijuana.
Weapons, total defiance. Let our love for all.
Meanwhile, the UN is in Honduras. Mainstream news, mass murdering villagers to get their property.
They tried.
No, I guess the police state isn't slowing down. Meanwhile, tonight on the nightly news, and I even played at the very end of this radio show, we've watched now the entire Hank Williams interview, and he said, Hank Williams Jr. said, 89% of the American people want to abolish Congress. I hate both parties. Wall Street, they're a bunch of crooks. on and on and on. And they took that Hitler comment and said that, and his statement that Boner and Obama and all of them are the enemy. And they said, oh, he's calling Obama Hitler, using that political correctness. Wow, that's some wild stuff right there at the end. I think that's from the Cremation of Care scream, I think, is what it sounded like. But just to finish up what I was saying, they are going after free speech. So tonight, the real reason, the rest of the story of why Hank Williams Jr. was fired from 20 years of introducing Monday Night Football, which, by the way, that will hurt their ratings. People love that. They love little rituals. And they love to have the good old boy, you know, officiate over things in the overalls. So people are going to get angry about that. But the issue is, this is this new political correctness where you can't criticize your corrupt government. They know the one message they won't put up with is a general indictment. If it's on Obama or the Republicans, that's fine. You indict them all, though, and call them out that they work for the New World Order. It's over. So now I've really got to get a hold of Hank Williams Jr. I doubt he'll talk now, though. He'll probably be slapped down, but who knows? He might ignore it. And, you know, I'm proud of him saying that the whole government's criminal. And you know what? I think, I know that they reportedly are estranged, but I think Hank Williams III ought to support his father's free speech. But maybe TMZ took it out of context. And again, this will affect us all, just like the Dixie Chicks being slapped down for their comments. By the way, I know folks that have talked to them, they know about 9/11 being an inside job, but when I talked to the Dixie Chicks, they said, we've already had too much political problems. We're staying out of it. We're not going to go public for 9/11 truth. I know they live right here in Austin. I know they listen to the show. Well, you ought to go public. You shouldn't let the people that slapped you down win. And we shouldn't let them do this to Hank Williams Jr. You shouldn't be punished for your political views. All right, I'm going to shut up now and take you to some of our sponsors and then to our next guest and then your phone calls. Survival RX, legislation like Codex Alimentarius threatens our ability to purchase vitamins and supplements in the future. Our new sponsor, Survival RX, has been in the sports nutrition business for 10 years and is a leader in it. They come up with the world's first long-term storable vitamin and nutritional supplements. They've created a proprietary triple nitrogen flush manufacturing process that will allow you to store their highly quality vitamins for decades. Survival RX has extended their free shipping special for limited times. So, folks, be sure and check this out today. Go to survivalrx.com. That's just survival, the word survival with RX after it, survivalrx.com. Check them out today, Survival RX. Also, purewaterfreedom.com has a line of whole house filters, under the sink, tabletop, handheld little filter systems. They got them all. It's all made in the USA. They remove fluoride and other toxins from your water source, every water source in your house, purewaterfreedom.com. Imagine being able to turn your tap water into safe, clean, drinkable, and bathing water. That's where you absorb a lot of it, is bathing. When was the last time you took a fluoride-free shower? Turn your tap water into the best water, purewaterfreedom.com. Check out purewaterfreedom.com today. Now I take you to Lloyd Chapman, a frequent contributor to the Transmission. He is one of the only pro-small business groups in the country, has, I don't know, close to 300,000 members last time I checked. And he's the president of the American Small Business League. And he points out that the federal government violates federal law. And he's gone over that. And then later I'm going to get the calls with like Maggie, 1340 AM KOMI listener, and XM listeners and others that are patiently sitting there. We're going to get to you as well. I have to go into overdrive. Shortwave listeners, we're going to get to all of you. But Lloyd Chapman has pointed out, this is a big deal. Just like the government shipping drugs in and guns out to kill their competition, the government's a bunch of criminal mafia. And if you don't admit it, they'll just keep expanding their criminal operation. Upwards of what he said, 90+% of small business contracts under law are supposed to go to small businesses with you know, all this federal purchasing. But instead it goes